Hello, hello. This is Dawn from ladydusk.blogspot.com, and today I wanted to share with you my school baskets and kind of a little bit about our schedule and the things that we do. Today is not a school day because my son is spending a few days with his grandparents, my in-laws, which is wonderful. And since my kids do school all together, we do the same things. When one of them is missing, we try not to do too much without the others. So, hi Jeanette, hi Hunter Bunch. Glad to have you with me this morning, and I thought I would just share a little bit about our homeschool and how our days go. The first thing, I'm going to turn this around briefly. Hi, welcome to my scope. Today I'm going to talk some about our circle time basket. That's where we start every day. And then a little bit about how we organize the rest of our day. And so I'm not actually going to let you look at me very much. I'm going to turn it around and show you all the stuff in my baskets, which is much more fun anyway. I always like to look at everybody's bookshelves when they post pictures. So here we go. This is kind of our Circle Time Ambleside Year 4 basket. I put everything in here. Every day, this is my mommy's list. So this is our schedule. The first hour and a half is circle time. We take a break and a snack, and then we go into math and piano and reading and penmanship and blobbing and free reading. And then actually this is old because we've moved Latin into the end of circle time, which was a big help because we're doing it all together, and we finish our free reading. And our plan is to be done by 1, have lunch, and have a little bit of free time before our quiet time. But oftentimes we're still doing some finalizing up until 2 o'clock. So that's kind of our overall schedule. This is what our weeks kind of look like. Our circle time looks like. We start with either the doxology or the Gloria Patri, and do our Bible devotions, which are assigned through Ambleside Online. So we just read portions of that every day and narrate. We pray. We have been memorizing hymns for years. And so we have in my circle time basket, I have my hymnal. And you see those are the tabs that we've learned, not even all of them. I ran out of the yellow tabs, and I can't find that same kind, and I don't want to do a new kind. So I have in my list, and it's also on my blog, I have a list of all the hymns that we have learned and or are planning to learn in 2015 and 16. And we sing our most recent one. For August, we haven't started school yet, but for August we are going to learn How Firm a Foundation. And then September, It Is Well With My Soul, Rejoice the Lord is King in October, One Morning Gilds the Skies in November, and then we take December off and learn Christmas carols. And then later on in our circle time each day, we're going to move my tabby down. So the next time we do circle time, we're going to sing Come Thou Almighty King, and then I just move it down each day. So we review all of the hymns that we've learned. So that's a lot of fun. So we do our hymn, we work on our Bible memory. We tend to memorize big passages. We've done Genesis 1 and several Psalms. We're just now finishing up Psalm 24 is our most recent one. And again, I just keep them all in the notebook, put the newest one at the back of this section, and I use a tab, and we just do the next one the next day. So next time we do circle time, we're going to do Philippians 2, 1 through 18, which has some of my favorite verses. Have this mind amongst yourself, which is yours in Christ Jesus. Next, we're going to do John 1, 1 through 20 or something. I haven't put it in here yet, but that's our next big passage. And my kids have copies of these so they can read along and memorize. That's a trick I got from Misty Winkler at Simply Convivial, and it has helped us a lot now that everybody can read. We do catechism, and we've done catechism for years. We're working on the catechism for young children, and we're almost done. Just waiting for the last one to get it all memorized so we can go before our session and share that. And then after catechism, we do that second hymn I already talked about. And then we're doing, since we're doing Charlotte Mason, we're starting to learn some of her mottos and habits. And I wrote an ebook to go with her motto, and I got it printed. I was so excited. I am, I can, I ought, I will. Charlotte Mason's motto explained for upper elementary students, and it's just a little page every day talking about one of those ideas. I am, I can, I ought, I will. After we do motto habit, then we start going into more of our subjects and less of our Bible. We've been reading the weather section of the Handbook of Nature Study. We're almost done with that. Everybody will be happy to be done with that. And then we are charting the weather, and the kids each have it in their notebooks. So I guess I could show you mine. We haven't done it for a little while. But we chart the weather each day. And the chart is in the handbook, so all you have to do is put it in your notebook. And then we are reading a daily poem, and I read off my tablet because that makes it really easy and straightforward and less books, less paper. So I read a poem each day from Ambleside. Right now we're reading from Emily Dickinson and enjoying those very much. And then we also are memorizing poems. And we have been using for years and years and years IEW's poetry memorization. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head at the moment. But and we review one. Next time we're going to review the Duke of Plaza Toro. And we are just about finished with Sea Fever. So we do those every day. We also do the bulk of our grammar work during circle time. Eventually we're going to add diagramming sentences, but right now we use this. I have not used IEW's, I don't use anything else from IEW. I only use their poetry memorization, which I really, really, really like. And I really like IEW, and I just haven't wanted to buy their other things. They haven't really fit with what we are doing. But I think my friend uses it and really likes PAL is their reading program, right? We do the English grammar manual, which is like a catechism for grammar, and it goes a little bit in depth, and I really like that. It's simple and straightforward. We've been working on sentences this year and nouns, the parts of speech. So soon we'll start in on pronouns probably once we have those down. We were doing the math sound off from Logos Press, which is also kind of like a catechism, but not exactly, and I really like it too. But we are working on memorizing our math facts, so I have a 10-sided die or a 15-sided die, and I roll it, and a 12-sided, there isn't a 15-sided. I roll it, and we chant through that. So 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2, we chant through whatever number it comes up to 15. And then we do our Latin. We watch the video. We use Latin for Children, so we either watch the video or we work on some of the workbook pages, or if we are done with the pages, soon we're going to be starting Libellus de Historia, which we're almost ready for, which is all translation work. So I'm excited about that. And sometimes we do this Ecce Romani, which is more of an immersion, and you learn by listening to a whole paragraph. So I keep it in my basket because that way it's easy for me to get. I also have some of our read-alouds in here. We read from Trial and Triumph a couple days a week. There's always an assignment for Abigail Adams, and sometimes I read that aloud, and sometimes the kids read that on their own. what else is in here? George Washington's World, I pretty much read aloud, and we narrate on that as well. And the kids read Men of the Mississippi. We do sometimes the workbook for the English for the grammar stage. My kids are 10, 9, and 8. They're doing year 4 of Ambleside Online altogether. We aren't using that yet. That's just my answer key for Latin for children. That's important for me. Once a week or so, we try and do some art for kids, some drawing, and that's been a big hit. Every other week, we meet with friends and we do artistic pursuits. This is Mommy's planning notebook. Look, it says, Mommy's very important planning notebook. Do not move. And it's got our schedule for the year on the front, so I know when we're supposed to have a week off and when we're not. So that's really our main circle time and our reads and read alouds. Everything else the kids have on Kindle or I have on my tablet, and so we share that way. For math, we use MEP, which is, these are my MEP teacher's manuals. They are very big. I am slowly beginning to put those on my tablet and just do them for that instead of printing out all of these millions of pages of lesson plans, which I love the lesson plans. MEP can become very teacher intensive, so we do half an hour of math with each child. If they're done with a lesson, great. If they're not done with a lesson, great, we'll finish it tomorrow. And we just do half an hour and then we move on because that's the amount of time we have. We also occasionally pull out the primary challenge math from Ed Zaccaro, which is a lot of fun, and Calculator, which the kids don't think is a lot of fun. And my last basket, which I love having, is my free reads. Ambleside Online assigns free reads for each year. So I tried to collect as many of them as I could and put them in this basket so they're easy to get. My kids loved this 20 and 10 book. So we have a couple copies of The Sign of the Beaver because we've had, I think we might have 3 in the house. Tree of Freedom, Eagle of the Ninth. So they're all things that are on the Ambleside Online free reads list. And what I did was I got one of these, have you seen these? They're index card binder things. And I put the name of the book and then each child's name and where we can get it. If we own it, it should be in the basket. If it's at the library, it says DCDL on it. If they have it on their Kindle or on their audio, or as an audio book, they can find it there. So like we have all the Narnia books on their Kindles, and we also have a hard copy. So they can, this one, Railway Children, we have on Kindle, and it's available on LibriVox. So they can have an audiobook. And then they check it off when they have read or listened to that book. And that just helps keep me sane so that I know that the free reads are being read and enjoyed. One last thing I forgot during circle time is that we recently this year started the index card a day. So it gives my kids something to do with their hands while we're going. And they do drawings. They've done a lot of words. This most recent one has a gun on it. It's a little juxtaposed from Patience, Love, Joy, and Peace. You can tell that was my son's. And I have just a stack of index cards here. So that's kind of what we do for school. I hope it was helpful for you. Hi, there I am again. And I hope I answered any questions that you had. I think I saw everything. I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your children. Thanks.